It's a great day for transformation. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another morning transformation session. Today it's Tuesday, March 28th, 2023. It's an absolute pleasure to join you again this morning as we continue our journey of evolution, our journey of ascension, our journey of being being the change we desire to see. It's an absolute pleasure to be here for you this morning. I am Samion, and I am the leader of One Transformation Center, where our vision, our goal, our ambition, our intention is to inspire, motivate, and heal lives and relationships across the globe while celebrating humanity. It is important. Humanity is so important today. We have forgotten how to be humane. We have forgotten to guide from the space of love. We have forgotten that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, not human beings trying to figure out our spiritual identity, not individuals that are just out here flying by the seat of our pants, that we have a purpose. And our purpose is very simple. It's to be simply the function of God, to be the extension and reflection of the master creator, and to show up in our specific unique roles to each other so that we all can see the other. I know this may sound a little esoteric, a little hocus pocus, a little too feel goodish, but I'm here to share with you the only reason why you feel a sense or a need to figure out what your spiritual identity is because you're separate. Separate meaning that you're acting from a space of ego. What is ego? The acronym EGO stands for edging God out. So that's why we show up for you each and every morning, to give you the opportunity to relinquish your need to be separate. Your need to understand what your purpose is, for your purpose has already been defined for you, and it's just a matter of you being in alignment with it. So, we're not asking you to change for us. We're not here to try to convert you by any measure. We just stand in the space to support you as you continue your journey, as a reminder of who you are and whose you are, and to provide you with the tools to support you throughout each moment, each day, each week, each year, and for the entirety of your existence, otherwise eternity. So we give thanks for the opportunity to be here. For those who are here for the first time, we say thank you, welcome. We appreciate you allowing us to stand in the space to partner with you this morning, to be a little inspiration, some motivation, and to tap into the healing of your very being, in whatever capacity that means to you. And in addition, for those who are returning, thank you. We're grateful for your partnership. We're grateful that we're able to be here to provide you something of substance that charges you, that reminds you of the gift that you are. We give thanks for that. And for those, just to know the format, just to remind you of the format, very simple. We start out with the oath of manifestation. Really, we start out with some breaths, and that's what we're going to do in a moment. 3 deep breaths to welcome in all that supports us. And this is just a gentle reminder that we need nothing, that everything is already provided. So we're shifting from the space of need to a space of allowance. And then secondly, we're going to the affirmative word of the day. So just a couple of reminders. And then prayer of gratitude. A prayer of gratitude. So let's begin with a couple of deep breaths. Let's begin with a couple of deep breaths. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. We're being very intentional here, as we are inhaling all that supports us in this very moment. Inhale through your nose. And as we release, we are relinquishing anything that no longer supports us. Exhale. Do you feel the flow? Good movement. Last time. Inhale through your nose as deep as possible. Let go of anything and everything that no longer supports you. Yes. Yes. Do you feel more alive now? Feel more vibrant? We're going to move now into the oath of manifestation, but before we begin, I'd like to share with you just one of my practices. And that practice is very simple. First thing in the morning, I wake up and I say, Universe, Father, Mother, God, guardian angels, all that works together for my best and highest good. Show me what it is that you want me to do today. The fullness of who you desire for me to be, in what capacity. Grant me the insight to where I should go, to what I should say, and to whom. Have me to receive that which is to support me today, to give me the food, the nutrients, and the energy to fulfill your will. And so it is. All right, let's begin with the oath of manifestation. The oath of manifestation. It is on your screen for those who have it. If not, you can always go to the Facebook page of One Transformation Center, and it is there. It is there. We're going to proclaim this with absolute fervent, with a charged energy, speaking this thing into existence, for it is ours. This is just a reminder of all that is here for us in this moment. All that is here for us in this moment. Proclaim this with me. We declare, say, I accept and receive unexpected good, unexpected money, unexpected love, unexpected kindness, unexpected generosity, unexpected offers, unexpected prosperity, coming in unexpected ways from in my life and in the life of others. I am constantly guided and boldly empowered to receive the lavish abundance of the universe. I accept the principle that abundance and prosperity have already been given to me. My acceptance makes it real and opens the space for manifestation to rush in. I open wide the doors of my consciousness to receive and to give. It is done now. Through this oath of manifestation, all things are possible. I declare absolutely that I live in a friendly universe that is always providing for me. I feel it powerfully happening now. I am open to receive more abundance and to give more abundance than I have ever experienced before. I can afford anything I desire. In fact, I am so prosperous that I need never worry again. I am grateful for all that I already have, and grateful for all that I am ready to give. I keep myself lifted in high consciousness, no matter what the appearances are. God is all there is. I let the God times roll, and so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Just take a moment to sit in this moment, sit in this space, ingest it, feel it, know it is the truth, for it is. It absolutely is. As we transition over to the affirmative word, let's take a moment to like, share, and subscribe, even comment to our social media spaces. Like the stream where you're tuning in at. We appreciate that for you doing so. Absolutely appreciate that. All right, let's prepare for the word of the day, the affirmative word. It comes from A Course in Miracles, lesson 87, which is a review from lesson 73 and 74. Place it on the screen. And it reads, I will there be light. Again, I will there be light. If you notice, we're moving from we're speaking this from an affirmative space. For we're not acting from a space of supplication. We're not asking for anything any longer. We're standing in our power as an extension and reflection of the master creator of the universe, of God. Since God said he created us in thy own image, we are now willing things, speaking it into existence, using the power of our words to manifest, to create. And it reads, I will use the power of my will today. It is not my will to grope about in darkness, fearful of shadows, and afraid of things unseen and unreal. Light shall be my guide today. I will follow it where it leads me, and I will look only on what it shows me. This day, I will experience the peace of true perception. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, how beautiful that is. It says, we will use the authority that is within us, the authority that extends from us, that is as us, that is for us, to extend the will of God today. Because it is not the will of God. It is not that which is within us. As we understand, the kingdom of God is within us, not without us. It is not the will of God for us to be moping about today, to be in a space of darkness or confusion, fearful of shadows or illusions, afraid of things that are not seen or not even real, simply conjurings of our minds or the minds of others. It tells us the solution to avoid that space. It says light shall be our guide today. Won't you let light guide you? Won't you allow light to guide you instead of walking aimlessly in the dark? See, some of us have worked in the dark so frequently, so much that we can see in it, that we no longer have to touch the walls to figure out where we're going, to extend our hands to make sure we don't bump into anything. We can just navigate with ease. That is because our light is guiding us. We no longer have to know the outcome simply because we're tapped into the will of God, which is about the experience. This is a relationship. It's an experiential relationship, which gives us the knowingness that all is well, that all is working together for our absolute best and highest good. Won't we trust it? Won't you trust it today? It says, this day I will experience the peace of true perception. Why? Because you've allowed the light to lead you, and you will only see what it has for you to see. We have to stop going and searching for something that isn't there. We have to stop making things relevant that aren't relevant. We have to stop trying to make things permanent that are temporary. The following are a few ideas. The following are a few ideas that will be helpful for specific applications today, in order to support us with the idea that we will there be light. I will there be light. This will support us in this space. And it says, this cannot hide the light I will to see. Whatever the circumstance, the situation is, whatever the illusion, whatever is going on in your life that seems real, just remember, it cannot hide the light that you will to see. It cannot. Another support is just by remembering, you stand with me in light. So those who you see as enemies or foes, or those that you feel like are obstructionists or that are in your way, that are giving you some kind of challenge today, instead of seeing them as such, just tell them, whether it's directly or indirectly, you stand with me in light, such and such. You stand with me in light, politician. You stand with me in light, neighbor. You stand with me in light, spouse, partner. You stand with me in light, child. Those who may not believe the way you believe, just tell them, you stand with me in light. There is no separation. And the last idea for this one. You can say simply, in the light, this will look different. You can tell them, in the light, this will look different. Meaning, yeah, I can understand why you see it that way. However, if you shine some light on it, you will begin to see it differently. You will begin to see it differently. That's why I challenge people who haven't visited or who may have tapped into a stream or two, just to stand in this space with us each morning at 6 a.m. for 7 days, just for 7 days. 7 days. Because I guarantee the way that you see the world will change. I guarantee your life experiences will change. I guarantee that you will be more emboldened, more powerful, more walking in a more affirmative space if you make the sacrifice to stand with us for 7 mornings at 8 a.m. Well, 5 mornings at 8 a.m. and 2 mornings 5 mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 2 at 8 a.m. The next reminder today is there is no will but God's. Let that sit with that just for a moment. There is no will but God's. And the reading says, I am safe today because there is no will but God's. I become afraid only when I believe there is another will. I try to attack only when I am afraid. And only when I try to attack can I believe that my eternal safety is threatened. Today, I will recognize that all this has not occurred. I am safe because there is no will but God's. There is no will but God's. See, some of us think that we can straddle the fence, that we can have it both ways at the same time. Others, we're going back and forth or waffling. We get a little piece of the information, we get a little insight, and then we think that we have it. We allow our egos to drive it. Well, I'm here to tell you, if you feel a sense of unsafety today, if you feel a sense of threatened, that's because you're operating outside of God's will. You're operating within your ego. You have not decided to let go and let God. Now, I know this is a difficult context for many. Because you can say, well, how is this possible? Why would God allow me to go through these things? If I'm so supported, why would I have to experience such tragedy, such travesties, such discontentment and dis-ease? Why would I even have to know what it doesn't feel like to be peaceful, what it feels like to be unhappy? Well, I'll push back and say those are not God's will. For that is your ego. That is your need to be in control. That is your need for things to be the way you want them to be. That is you being unwilling to let go and let God. It is time we learn how to trust with all of our hearts and all of our minds. That as God is for us, what could be against us? We often say that no weapon formed against us will ever prosper, but yet, do we consider the ones that we create? Do we consider our self-sabotage, our unwillingness to let go, our need for control? Do we consider that what we ingest into our minds each and every day, that our surroundings, our echo chambers, do we consider the weaponry that we are directly shooting at ourselves? Many of us are playing Russian roulette every single day and hoping that we don't get hurt, when all we have to simply do is just let go. And just remember, there is no will but God's. So here's a few exercises. Here's a few specific, some forms of this idea that will be helpful to us as we continue on this journey, as we wrestle with there being any other will than God's. Wrestle with truly being in alignment with the one will, which is God's. One thing we can say, simply affirm, is let me perceive this in accordance with the will of God. Have you thought once before you make a decision today, or previously, but just I challenge you today, before you make a decision, to allow yourself to simply say, let me perceive this in accordance with the will of God. Does this align with the will of God? I know temporarily this may benefit me, but in the long term, if I'm looking at it from the 30,000 feet, is this in alignment with God's will? Or does this make me feel good immediately? Or does this look good right now? Is this a temporary situation that we're trying to make permanent? So I challenge you to ask, to seek, is this in the will? Is this in accordance with God's will? Next thing you can do is just as a fact checker, say, it is God's will, you are his son. Ooh-wee. This is difficult for most of us because we take grievances serious. We hold on to these grievances and we take, once we think we know who someone is, we identify them, we lock them into that space without understanding that they too are an extension and reflection of the master creator. They too are an extension and reflection of God. No matter what they may have done, no matter who they may have shown you as, it is your responsibility to see them as a thing. So I remind you that it is God's will that you are his son or daughter. And then own that thing as you place their name into that space. And my will as well. Because your will and God's will should not be separate. That's where the tension comes. That's where the disconnect comes. The disconnect is the problem. The solution is alignment. It's the reconnection. Let me give you a thought. If you're talking on the telephone, or if you're on your internet, you're on your devices, and you're disconnected, what is the first thing you do? You attempt to reconnect, do you not? You try to figure out where the disconnection is and resolve it, do you not? Why don't we have the same energy when it comes down to God's will? Why don't we have the same energy to see people as God sees them? To know them as God knows them, to love them as God loves them. Why don't we? It is time that we begin to shift that and make that change, in the infamous words of Michael Jackson. And the third idea to support us in this exercise today, the exercise of there's no will but God's. Third idea is this is part of God's will for me, however I may see it. Ooh. Can you allow that to be the peace that surpasses all understanding for you today? Again, I'm going to ask you, can you allow that to be the peace that surpasses all understanding today? That whatever you're going through, whatever you're experiencing right now, to be part of God's will for you today. Understanding that you're going through it to get to somewhere. That this is happening for you and not to you. I challenge you to change your perception and understand that no one's here to harm you. For you cannot be a victim and victorious at the same time. So allow yourself to see God in that too. To see the universe working in that to see everything that is working together for your best and highest good in that space that you found, you feel like it's darkness, that space that you feel like it's strange, that space that you feel like it can't be happening to me. Understand that it's happening for you, not to you. I challenge you to do so today. This concludes the reading of today. Now let's move into a space of gratitude, a space, a prayer of gratitude. Father, Mother God, guardian angels, all that works together for our best and highest good, we simply say thank you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for keeping us. Thank you for reminding us of all that we are with you, as you, through you, for you. For you are so good to us. So good to us. Your miracles are constant and they are a part of our existence. They're not separate from us. We thank you that you will for us in every situation, in every circumstance, to be for our best and highest good. I thank you that you shake the tree, you prune the flower so that we can let go and release anything and everything that is obstructing your will. I thank you that you continuously bless us indeed and enlarge our territories regardless of how we are limiting in space. We declare that we are taking the shackles off today, that we're removing our blinders, and that we are beginning to move into a full embrace of your will in us, as us, through us, and others. That we relinquish the need to be separate and begin to align with our soul contract, with your will for our lives. We thank you that you're removing the very things that are causing us harm, that are creating a low vibrational space that we may rise up, that we may come into ascend to a new space, a space of peace and tranquility, a space of unconditional love, a space where heaven lies, that we may experience more of heaven today than any other day before, and understand that the support we desire has always been there. It has never forsaken us. We've never been separated from it, except in our own minds. So we give thanks today for a new day, for this day of transformation as we begin to shift into all that we've been created to be. And so it is. Amen, amen, and ashe. Ah, yes. Thank you all for joining us yet another day. If you missed any part of this, feel free to go back and check out the replays on YouTube at One Transformation Center. While you're there, like, share, and subscribe it. Hit the notification bell. Hit all when you see the notification bell so that you can receive all the updates and be able to remain in tune and go back and look at the previous videos so that you can stay connected and get fed and get those constant reminders to support you. And we will be here continuously weekdays, 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and weekends at 8 a.m. Now, on Wednesday, the transformative conversation is back. We will continue the transformative conversation, and this week we're going to talk about something special. We're going to discuss dimensions. We're going to discuss level of consciousness. Don't miss out. Please don't miss out on that. because it's going to give you an opportunity to understand where you are so that you can be able to set the benchmark to be where you desire to be. So make sure you tune in, tap in for that. And then back on Sundays is the continuation, week 6 of the 13 weeks series of magnanimous manifestation. If you have time to catch up for week 1 through 5 so that you understand the tools. This series helps us become more masterful manifestors. Stay tuned. And as always, I'd like to thank you. Thank you for investing in your transformation. And we hope that you continue to join us on this road. So go to all of our social media spaces, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as YouTube, One Transformation Center. So you can get all the updates, all the information, the tools that you need to support you along your day. Some exciting things that are happening behind the scenes. We hope to bring you in so that you can also continue to be in support. And speaking of support, if you'd like to support us, you can do so on the Cash App at the bottom, $ Samuel Crumby Jr., or go to the Giveify app. Giveify website, just put in One Transformation Center and submit any denomination to support the process, support the stream, support the movement. Until next time, don't forget, be the change you desire to see. We love you. We bless you. Be great. Namaste.